Hey lovelies, you're welcome to Reviews and Recaps. Let's have a conversation regarding the Ready to Love episode 3. In particular, I wanted to talk about the conversation between Jeffrey and Mr. Blake. So Mr. Blake pulled Jeffrey to the side to have a conversation about what she told the ladies in the ladies' lounge. So what I noticed from that was Blake pulled her to the side. He didn't even find a quiet place. He pulled her into a place that was public. In my opinion, that was a way, in such a way, I think part of it was him trying to expose her, in quotation marks, i.e., put her in the limelight, so to speak, right? So, of course, he pulls her to the side, which isn't really the side, it's a public place, okay? I couldn't even find somewhere quiet. All the others were literally over on the other side. Anyway, so he starts speaking to her. He's like, oh, he's really hurt and stuff. And then she's like, okay, what are you hurt about? And he's like, he doesn't really want to get into it, but he's really hurt and disappointed or something. And she's like, so you want to pull me to the side to have a conversation with me, but you are not going to ask me any questions. You're not going to tell me what it is that you are hurt about, but tell me that you are hurt. Like, what exactly do you want out of this conversation? And I completely agree. I think I would have handled it the same way she handled it. And I think that she handled it quite well, because if someone calls me out of me having a good old time with my crush and then calls me to the side to have a conversation with me only to not say anything, I'll just be like, why are you wasting my time? Like, you just came to come and disturb and disrupt my peace, basically. That's what it was given. It was definitely given, let me just come and disrupt, the sanity that you have left. And so she's like, okay, so are you not going to tell me what it is? And I completely agree with that. Like, don't call me somewhere if you're not ready to be honest, if you're not ready to have the conversation, if you're not ready to tell me exactly what you're upset about. It just doesn't make any sense. In my opinion, it's like, why do you then call her? Why sit down then? What is the conversation about? How are we going to get any resolve? You can't tell me anything. You can't ask me questions. You can't be specific. And in my opinion, I feel like the only reason Blake is not being specific is because he knows he lied. He knows that he told Jeffrey what he told Jeffrey, but of course he cannot confront Jeffrey because Jeffrey would say, but that's what you told me. Why are you lying now? And then everything will come out in the wash because he's not going to be able to deny it. And so because it doesn't make any sense, if you're mature, why pull someone to the side to have a conversation only to not bring up what they did? You either say it or you don't bring it up at all. That's my opinion about it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Now, let's talk about how Sue Ann responded to Jeffrey when Jeffrey was having a conversation with her about Blake. So Sue Ann, of course, jumps in to chime in and basically said, Blake said he did not choose you. I'm like, Sue Ann, honey, Sue Ann, let's talk. Are you being serious? My G? This man does not even look like is remotely interested in you. He gives I am not present vibes. He gives I'm just doing it because I have to be here vibes. He is not interested in you. Susu, I'm talking to you. He ain't interested. He does not want you. He is not feeling you like that. My G, he ain't feeling you like that. So I don't understand why you feel like you have to wear your cape, like Jeffrey said, coming to the rescue. No, bro, he ain't rate you like that. He doesn't. And so she's like, no, that's not what he said. I'm like, bro, you don't know what he said. You don't know. You can't speak. Like, in my opinion, why would Jeffrey lie? It was totally unprovoked. There was no reason for her to bring it up. If it was a lie, what would she get out of it? It does not make any sense. But who looks like the liar? Because if someone lied on me, I would not have any issues saying to them, yo, I did not tell you this. Why would you say I said that? That would be the energy I'm bringing. I'm not going to bring the energy and not tell you what you said or what I heard that you said. It doesn't make any sense. Like, it does not make any sense. That's like someone saying, someone lying in your name and saying, oh, you did this. And then I'll go to their face and say, I'm very hurt and disturbed. By what? What are you hurt and disturbed about? Bring it to the front. Say it with your chest. Let's talk about it. That's what I feel anyway. So that's pretty much, that was the highlight of the episode. Like, I can't even be bothered to get into the other things. Oh, actually, let's talk about this. Did you guys see DeMario's face when Jeffrey and Mark Anthony kissed? He was turned all the way off. And I think Jeffrey should not have done that, because I don't see any of the guys being into her after she had kissed him. That's the thing. You cannot limit your options so early on, honey. My sister, Jeffrey, I like you. You're probably my favorite because I just love the feminine energy. I love the way you carry yourself. And even when Sue-Ann was like coming for Jeffrey, she just seemed very like, calm, cool, collected, and just giving it back to her. Very, very classy shade. She didn't get out of her seat. She didn't turn into something, turn up the heat in any way. It was just giving back. And I'm like, alrighty, ma'am. Like, you better do your thing. But DeMario was turned off. And that makes me think DeMario and her are done. He is not here for it at all. He ain't here for it. And that's the thing. I've noticed, like, I think that was Mike from last season. Mike too wasn't feeling the fact that Kayla had like kissed someone else as well on the show. That's the thing. Guys don't be feeling those kind of things, man. They don't be feeling it. They don't want you. If you have an ex, they don't want to know that you have an ex. They just want to know that, oh yeah, you've had an ex before. They don't want to know no details. Most guys don't, and they most certainly don't want you to do it in front of them. So that's that. Also, did you notice the conversation between Tony and Zonique? So Zonique was like, crying and being emotional about, how her dating journey and how, like, sometimes is lonely and single and all that stuff. And then he's like, oh, he does need to get up and go outside. It's kind of getting hot in here. I'm like, okay. Like, that made me feel like, Tony, now I'm watching you. That made me feel like, honey, you are giving me very much red flag. Like, now I'm like, bro, I thought you were a good egg. But now I'm like, bro, you... And even when he was hugging her, it almost looked like he was looking around to see if other people were looking. Like, I was not getting a very compassionate, I'm present, I'm with you in this moment, I'm feeling you kind of vibe. It was very much like, oof. It was very much giving disingenuous vibes, and I did not like that. To be honest, this season, a lot of the men are not really giving me ready to love vibes. Not that most men on the show ever give me that kind of vibes anyway. Anthony seems like a decent enough man. Of course, it's too early to tell, but he's given very much potentially ready for love. Cynthia also is given potentially ready for love. I think Jeffrey too is ready. But of course, like we have some things to work on, ma'am. Because one of the things is you should not have kissed Mark Anthony now. I know he fine. I know he is fine, but you should have just been like, peck me on the cheek. That's enough. Because Mark Anthony comes across as a swimmer until he makes his choice. So he will enjoy it all until he decides, which he might never. But until he chooses, he intends to enjoy the process. And I think that's what he is going to do. So to be honest, those were the things that stood out for me from this episode. What are the things that stood out for you in this episode? Let me know in the comment section below. Before, I was doing like a full-on review for you guys and recap, and then the file got corrupted after I spent ages recording it. So I'm just like, today I had to give you guys like a short recap. I hope you guys like it. Let me know if you prefer this recaps or do you prefer the longer version. Let me know in the comment section below. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe and tap that bell so you know every single time that I post. Please give this video a thumbs up so other people can find it. This is a very small YouTube channel and we're growing, so please subscribe and please support your girl, and I will see you guys later. Bye.